Yes guys, welcome to a brand new video. My name is Conan and today I'm going to share with you the #1 weight loss hack. This is so easy that almost anyone can implement it, especially if you're a busy professional man that works hours on a desk job, whatever it may be, you can still do this. So if you have aspirations of losing 30 to 50 pounds in the next 6 or so months without sacrificing your favorite foods or spending hours in the gym or on the treadmill or whatever it may be, here's how simple habits can help you lose weight, boost your energy, and also fit fitness into your already busy lifestyle. So here's why, drum roll please, it's already here, but why walking is the game changer that you're looking for. Walking 10,000 steps a day can burn on average around 3,500 calories depending on the size of you. Obviously, the heavier you are, the more calories you will burn. But on average, it's been found that, walking 10,000 steps can burn around 3,500 calories per week, which is around 500 calories per day. And now, just to give you guys some context really quickly, that is the equivalent of burning off 6 beers, 4 slices of pizza, a bag of chips, 1 Snickers bar, and a half tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. That is a whole lot of food that you can burn up by simply walking those 10,000 steps every single day. Sound too simple? The truth is, sometimes the simplest of habits are the most effective ones. And that is why I personally am such a big fan of incorporating these steps into my daily routine and why I have all my clients do the exact same thing. And what's so cool about this is that it is so low impact, meaning that it doesn't interfere with your weight training sessions, which is obviously going to be really important because you should obviously combine this with also exercising to build up the muscle you're looking for, to get you nice and toned. And also it doesn't beat up your joints and connective tissues so you don't have like achy joints or you wake up super sore from doing your cardio, which is absolutely amazing. Now, why busy men struggle with fat loss is due to 2 main reasons. So if you're watching this right now and you're a busy professional, you can probably relate with this. You're pulled between work, family, and social life, and staying consistent is tough. Without a set schedule or lack of routine, healthy habits sometimes just kind of get pushed aside, right? Especially after a long day of work, deciding what to eat or whether or not to work out can be very overwhelming, right? And so that is why building a routine with small habits can really come in handy. And incorporating those 10,000 steps is going to be an absolute game changer. And so schedule it as part of your commute, a lunch break, or family time. Break it up between 2 to 3 walks if you can't do it all at once, which personally I like to do. I like to go on one big morning walk, and then I get around, depending on how long the walk is, if I have some extra free time, it'll be a longer walk, but if I'm kind of short on time, it'll be a shorter walk, but then I'll follow that up maybe in the afternoon on my lunch break, maybe going on a short little walk around wherever it may be, the apartment complex or around the park if I can. Whenever I take my phone calls, for example, I like to walk around as well. And then typically at nighttime, just to kind of cap off my steps, I'll kind of see where I'm at. It's like, okay, I need to get around 2,000 to 3,000 steps in. And then boom, I'll just knock it off at the end of the day, right? And now one thing I forgot to mention is that it is super crucial for you to keep track of this as well, because what gets measured gets improved. And so if you're not keeping track of your daily steps every single day, it can be really difficult to know exactly if you actually are getting your steps in, and also to see actually where you're at throughout the day, right? And so I would highly encourage you guys to invest in the best investment that you could possibly make on your health and fitness journey, and that is a step tracker. It could be an Apple Watch, a Fitbit, whatever it may be. I got mine close to 3 to 4 years ago. Got it for like $50 off Amazon. It is super cheap, super affordable. Most of them are waterproof. You can sleep with it. It tracks your sleep too. It also can be used as an actual watch, which is handy if you want to check the time. But I guarantee you guys, you don't even notice that it's on your wrist. And a small little investment of $50, you can get a really cheap knockoff version from China or something. You will not regret it one single bit. Now, on top of that, like I said earlier as well, you should also combine this with some weight training sessions. And so doing this little 2 to 3 workouts a week is going to make a huge difference in the way you feel and then also in the way you look as well. So short and effective workouts can be absolutely crucial to build the strength you're looking for and also give you that extra boost of to boost your metabolism. So 30-minute strength training sessions focusing on compound lifts like the squats, overhead presses, bench presses, and deadlifts can be super beneficial. And now with all of these things, like your daily steps and your workout, create a non-negotiable to-do list, almost like a checklist, because daily habits that you commit to every single day will get done, especially if you write them down no matter what. And the key here is consistency. This is the secret weapon. Don't strive for perfection, strive for progression. I say this to my clients all the time. Don't get too caught up with being perfect, because that perfect mentality honestly is not going to serve you, right? Because I see so many people almost like not take any action due to their inability to like almost like do messy action. Like, of course, you're not going to be perfect in the first couple of days. And of course, you're not going to get your steps in every single day. But that's not the entire point. The entire point isn't to be perfect all the time. It's just to be as consistent as you possibly can every single day and just checking it off your daily to-do list. And hey, if you messed up last time, for example, yesterday, at least you can look back on yesterday and say, okay, where did I go wrong? Did I maybe sleep in so I did not go on my morning walk, for example? Or was it because I simply did not write it down on my daily non-negotiable to-do list? Or was it because this or that? Whatever it may be, right? Because one thing I always like to tell my clients is that success leaves clues. And so if you notice that on a couple of days you were really successful getting your steps in, doing your workouts while staying on top of your family responsibilities, your work responsibilities, I would call that as a successful day. And I personally will take note of that. It's like, okay, I just had a really successful day with just everything, balancing everything. What did I do on this day that maybe I did differently on some of the other days where maybe it was not as successful, right? Like write it down, take note of it, and then try to just replicate your successful days on all the other days to repeat success, right? Success leaves clues. Take note of that. And now when it comes to the nutrition side of things, here's how you can plan that without having to overthink. Because I can imagine, obviously, after a long day of work, the last thing you want to think about is, what should I eat for dinner? What are we going to cook, right? And so following a basic meal structure can be coming in really, really handy. So focus on your lean sources of protein, like your chicken breast, your beef, your eggs, your egg whites, your fish, protein powder, dairy products as well. On top of that, your veggies, your fruits, carbohydrates, whole grains preferably, and then also your healthy fats. And now if you were to kind of like distribute this between your meals, for breakfast, for example, you can have some eggs and avocado on toast, or if you're on the go, you can have like a protein smoothie or make like some overnight oats the night before, and then the morning of the oats will be nice and thick, and you can just bring it with you to work on the way as you're commuting, and it'll be really, really efficient. I was going to say confident, but just not a word. When it comes to your lunch and dinner, you can obviously have the same meals: grilled chicken, rice, veggies, just an example there. You could swap the rice for maybe pasta instead, or maybe for some other source, quinoa. You can obviously alternate the veggies. If you want to have carrots one day, you can alternate with broccoli the other day. Personally, I like to go for the frozen veggies. It's called the California blend, which is like a mix of broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower. I like to have that. I get a variety, and then I get my chicken in there, my protein, and then if I need to add some healthy fats, I'll do some avocado on that too, maybe some olive oil, just to get that in as well, right? Now, prep basic ingredients once a week, which I like to do. I personally like to batch cook, right? So on like a Sunday, for example, when you maybe have some extra free time, do your grocery shop on that day and then batch cook all your kind of like foods ahead of time. So batch cook, for example, like your proteins, like your chicken breast, your beef, and have like a big pot ready to go for the entire week, just to save you from having to like cook every single day. Because I don't want to cook every single day. I assume you don't want to cook every single day. And so by simply having it in your fridge, stocked up, ready to go, it just makes it so much easier, especially if you're super tired, to still whip up a healthy meal without having to just put a bunch of effort into it, right? Same thing with your carbohydrates. If you want to batch cook a bunch of like rice for the week, even like your potatoes, whatever, you can do that. And then with your veggies too. Think of it like saving mealtime during your busy week. Now, here are your action steps. I've given you a couple, but here's just a quick little recap. Set step goals on your phone and or on your watch. Track your 10,000 steps and treat it as a goal to check off daily. Treat it as a non-negotiable, just like you would clock in at work every single day at work. It's not like you don't go to work based on like, oh, I don't feel like going to work today. Like, no, you go to work because like it is your job. You have to go to work, right? So treat your fitness goals the same way that you would treat your career goals, right? Schedule, on top of that, schedule 2 to 3 workouts on your calendar now. So look at your current calendar and try to fit in, okay, how can I schedule in a couple workouts per week? Can I do it first thing in the morning before I go to work? Could I do it maybe during my lunch break for an hour? Or could I do it after work? Whatever you prefer, and then also whatever fits within your schedule, go ahead and do that. So there's no perfect timing to get your steps in or to do your workout. As long as you get it done at the end of the day, that is all that matters. And just like the steps, make it non-negotiable, just like you would a work meeting, right? And now set up go-to meals on top of that. Write down a few balanced meals and enjoy, and that you can prepare easily. It has been shown that most people eat the same, I would say, 5 to 10 meals throughout their entire lives, right? I eat the same dinner pretty much every single day. I eat the same breakfast. And so the last thing that I want to do every single morning is thinking about, oh, what am I going to eat for breakfast today? What am I going to eat for lunch for dinner tonight, right? Like, I don't want to be thinking about that. And so if I can just kind of like automate that by batch cooking all of my meals and just writing it down, it just saves me so much just like brain power, and I can actually focus on some more important tasks in my life, like work stuff and family stuff and relationship stuff, as opposed to thinking what I'm going to be putting into my mouth every single night, right? And then last thing here, this is optional, but definitely accountability, right? Join a fitness group or tell a friend about your goals to keep you on track and accountable, because fitness can be a really lonely journey, right? You're doing this on your own and you're doing this for you. But if you can do this with someone else, or at least tell someone else about your goals to keep up with your progress, whether it's a friend, a close friend, a family member, or better yet, a coach who it's literally their job to keep you accountable, right? Anything like that will come in really, really handy just to make sure that you're not on this alone, because I've actually found for myself and for other people as well that if you don't have that sense of accountability and you fall off track, you don't really have anyone to like really tell that to. And we have an easier time letting ourselves down than we do letting other people down, right? Like think of your kids, for example, or think of like your wife, your partner. Like you're probably more comfortable letting yourself down, especially if they don't know about it. But if you tell them like, hey, person, hey, wife, hey, partner, hey, kids, I'm committing myself to this. And then if you don't follow through with that, you feel bad about it. You feel guilty about it, right? So almost like putting that pressure on yourself actually forces you to follow through with the commitments that you told yourself to begin with. To summarize everything, focus on feeling better, having more energy, and setting an example for your family instead of just weight loss, right? Be process-oriented as opposed to just goal-oriented or outcome-oriented, right? Each healthy choice builds momentum for the next. And remember, fitness is a lifestyle change and not a quick fix. Embrace the journey. And one last quote that I want to leave you guys with, which is one of my favorite quotes of all time, and you can apply this to literally everything in life, but I thought specifically for today's presentation it will come in really handy. But that is this by Lao Tzu. I believe it's a Chinese person. The man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination. Every time I hear this quote, it just hits me so hard, because it really just reemphasizes the points that if you are doing anything in life and you're just doing it because you enjoy doing it, not because of the outcome, you're far more likely to stick through it, right? If you're just doing this whole fitness lifestyle because you want to look a certain way or just achieve this desired outcome, you're pretty much setting like a definitive deadline to this thing, and it assumes that when you hit that goal that you're going to go back to your old habits again, right? Whereas if you reframe your mindset and say, okay, I'm doing this thing not because I have this end goal, like yes, of course it's important to set kind of short-term and long-term goals to kind of keep you motivated, but if you can reframe your mindset and really enjoy the process, enjoy the workouts, enjoy the meals that you're eating, enjoy your walks, right? If you can actually enjoy the process and almost like try to gamify it, right? Like one thing I like to do is that I don't just want to go on a walk. I actually want to maybe listen to a podcast as I walk, right? So now I get to burn calories, I get to be active, get some fresh air. If it's nice and sunny, get some vitamin D too. And I get to learn something on my phone as well when listening to a podcast, right? So do something to almost like enjoy it as opposed to just doing it for the sake of doing it. And I guarantee you, if you can do that, you are going to be super successful on your health and fitness journey. So that is everything that I have for you guys for today's presentation. If you guys do have any questions for me, please let me know. Without any further ado, let's get to work. Peace.